Hello, Moto. What the Moto G5S and G5 Plus is all about. So thank you so much. Hello, Moto.
Thank you, Sudhir. All right, welcome everyone, and also the people who are watching us live. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate this, and thank you for making all the people who are here making your way all the way across town. Hopefully, a lot of you guys stay somewhere nearby. The traffic actually gets really bad here. Thank you. So let's get straight into the products. So we're not launching just one phone, but we're launching two. As Sudhir mentioned, it's the family. The special edition family that comes in. So we will have the Moto G5S and of course the Moto G5S Plus. Both would be launching today. Let me kind of talk you through the first one, the Moto G5S. Now this is the special edition for the Moto G5, which we had launched earlier this year at Mobile World Congress Barcelona. Let's see what we kind of upgraded here. So what you have with the special edition is you have a full metal body. It's not really three parts that come together. It's carved out of a single block of metal. It feels really premium. We've also upgraded the screen size. Now you have a 5.2-inch full high definition display. And right up front, obviously, is protected with Corning's Gorilla Glass. Along with that, we made some more changes at the back. The camera on the G5S becomes a 16 megapixel PDAF camera. So we've really, again, stepped it up. In the front, the 5 megapixel selfie camera now features a flash. Right? So you don't really have to worry about low light selfies anymore. So you have that coming in. From a performance perspective, it's a 1.4 gigahertz chipset from Qualcomm. And just to kind of make it very easy for consumers, we will not be launching multiple variants. It's one variant, which is the 4GB, 32GB edition that will be launched in India. So when you look at the Moto G5S, you know what you're getting. You're not confused in terms of which one to buy. And along with this, we've also upped the battery. So now you have an all-day battery on the Moto G5S. And along with that, you have a 15-watt turbocharger in the box. Of course, the last part is something that we cannot kind of change. We always have stood for the best Android experience that you can get in a phone. And the Moto G5S is not really an exception to that. So obviously, you get the best of everything there. The Moto G5S goes on sale tonight, starting at 11:59 p.m. It will be available across all large format retailers and our leading retail partners. And you will also be able to buy it with our e-commerce partner, which is Amazon. And obviously not to mention, forget this one. So we've recently announced a series of Moto exclusive retail counters across Bombay and Delhi right now, and we will be expanding soon. So we've got the Moto Hub. So you will also be able to buy it starting tonight at Moto Hubs. So you can actually walk in there and get this. So that's the G5S. Now moving on to the G5S Plus. Okay, sorry, I missed that one. We put the price here right now. So this one will be available at $13,999. Okay, let's move on to the Moto G5S Plus. Now this is the Plus edition, and I'll just call it the Moto G Plus from now on. When I talk to you about all the features that this product has. The Moto G5S Plus, or the Moto G Plus, as I will call it, basically is all about how many special experiences that you can get in a particular device. It's changing a lot of what the G series stands for, and of course it's moving it up for the better. So if I could kind of put it, better style it's a better looking device. It's a stronger build. Obviously, from a camera perspective, we are taking a huge step up. A bigger display, better sound, a all-day battery, better processing speed, as well as, of course, the Moto stock Android or the pure Android experience that you will get. So let's get into the G5S Plus. We will have the stunning looking device in two colors. So we will have it in gray as well as blush gold. So blush gold is coming for the first time onto the Moto G5 Plus series, and the G Plus will have this. To sum it up, what you've got is the entire G Plus is carved out of a single block of metal. Right, so it's not putting parts together. Of course, that makes it tough. So you do see antenna lines there, but it is an extremely premium feel to the entire device. Of course, it is a Moto. It's got this iconic design. When you have a Moto in your hand, you cannot mistake it for any other phone. So when I hold up a Motorola device, okay, mine's there. From a distance, you always know it's a Motorola. You can't really say that for all the brands. So we have that one, and we will have this coming in two colors, lunar gray and blush gold. And this is one interesting thing. I don't know if, let me just talk to the Moto fans for a bit. Now this is coming back after a very long time. But what you can see right under this camera is the Moto logo in that dimple. And all the Moto fans have loved this dimple. So we brought this back, and it's not easy, right? So when you're carving this out of a single block of metal, then you need to carve that part out as well, right? So we've gone that extra step, taken that effort to get that familiar dimple back, and of course we know that the consumers love this. So this is back on the special edition series now. From a performance perspective, it is running a 2 GHz 8-core processor from Qualcomm. And again, to simplify things, this will only come in a 464 edition. Right? So there are multiple variants. We are sticking to only one. We believe that the special edition is going to be for people to kind of really step up, to get that premium experience. And this is going to be part of that play. And of course, you can have an expandable storage up to 128 gigabytes. And to the main part, obviously what really makes this a special part is the two cameras that actually sit at the back. And this actually looks like Bumblebee from Transformers, if I could probably put it this way. Anyways, moving on, what the cameras are. Right, so you've got two 13-megapixel cameras at the back, not just one. And one of them is a RGB sensor, and the other one is monochrome. They both work together to produce some really cool magic, and we will talk about this. Obviously, you get the whole depth sensing coming in. So when you're taking a picture, you get real, shallow depth of field. And of course, like the previous Moto G generation, you get professional mode. So you can choose how your photographs turn out, right? So you can choose the aperture, you can choose the exposure compensation. You basically get complete control over your photography experience. And from a dual camera perspective, you can do some really cool things, right? So for example, you can get a cool bokeh. What you see here is you've shot two subjects. Now you can choose which one you want to keep in focus. So for example, it's subject A, so you can actually do that, and the rest of it gets blurred. So you get this really beautiful portrait kind of shots, which really can have this 3D feel to it. So your main subject stands out from the background. It doesn't really merge in there. And of course, you can choose how much blur the background gets by just sliding it around. So it's quite easy. You don't have to be a photography expert. You don't have to know as much as you need probably on the professional mode. It's easier to create unique photographs with the G Plus. Of course, you've got the professional mode. So you've got all the options that are there right there. And this is a bit more for the people who understand photography, who understand how various parameters kind of work to get the best possible image there. But if you've taken a picture with the dual camera and you have taken it with the depth mode enabled, you can do a couple of other cool things. For example, the subject stays in color while everything else gets into black and white. Again, you get very artistic shots with effects like this. And of course, you've got depth enabled mode where you can, once you've captured depth enabled photograph, your editor gives you multiple options. So for example, this one option is you can cut out the subject from the existing background and put that person somewhere else, right? So you can actually move this around. So it's all about creativity. That's what the G5S Plus stands for. And you can try out different things once you have the G Plus in your hands. Going to the video part of it, it does support video recording all the way to a 4K video recording. Of course, it has full HD at 60 frames per second. It has slow motion video recording. And moving to the next one, which is what comes in the front. So from a front perspective, as you can see, you've got a camera on one side and you've got a flash in the front. So you get that as well. And once you've taken a selfie, you've got multiple modes there. So now one obviously is a beautification mode where you can choose to have it on automatic, or you can choose a manual mode where, depending on how aggressive you set this, it smoothens out the background, it smoothens out your skin, it brightens out the selfie. So it's again up to your control. Along with that, in the front, there is also a pro mode, which gives you complete control over your selfie again. So it's not just at the back where you can choose how your photographs turn out, but if you want, you have complete control over your selfies. And then this is something new again, where you've got a panoramic selfie mode. So what you can do is actually, suppose we are sitting in this room and I'm trying to take a selfie and I want to capture this entire room at a go. I hold the camera up in the panoramic mode, take a picture, and just move the phone around, right? And it will actually take 3 pictures and stitch them together into a large single panoramic selfie. Approximately it comes to about 150 degrees wide angle. So obviously you can't get that with existing sensors. Along with that, the special edition has been upgraded to a 5.5 inch. So it's a bigger display, better for experiencing audio, video, multimedia, better for surfing. And to go along with that, we've got a 3000 mAh all-day battery, which comes with a turbocharger in the box, and about 15 minutes of charge gives you about 6 hours of usage. Right? So you never really tied down by the cable, by the charger. My phone's not charged, just a 15-minute charge and you're good to go. Of course, from a software perspective, this will come with the pure version of 7.1.1 and Moto Display and Moto Actions. Now, these are unique to a Moto. You cannot get Moto Display or Moto Actions anywhere else. And these experiences, the Moto experiences, have been developed over years and years of consumer research. How to make the regular tasks, what you do the most, really easy to kind of do. Right? So it's, for example, Moto Display. Now, an average person keeps unlocking their phone to check if there's a notification, if there is something that is of actually relevance. With Moto Display, you don't have to do that. What you get is notifications right on the screen. So you don't have to unlock the phone, read that. You know exactly, for in this case, the time. Most of us actually unlock our devices to check the time. And you can see that you've got a calendar alert here, you've got a message, and you've got an email. Now, if I want to interact with the message, what do? I can actually interact with it right from the Moto Display, right? Where I just kind of press that, I can read the message, I can reply to it, and even type in there and you're done. Along with the Moto Display part of it, a new feature that's coming in is night display. So night display is basically getting your screen to be a little more warmer at night. It does apparently help some people sleep better. We all sleep with our phones right by our side. We keep reading till we probably fall asleep. This one will actually tone down the blue light and give you a little more warmer tone, so it's not as harsh. And what you can do is you've got two options here. So you can either set the time, right? So you want a specific time saying every night at 10 p.m. turn this night mode on, and every morning at 8 a.m. you can actually turn it off. Or if you give it permissions saying that, okay, just do it based on sunset and sunrise. So the Moto G Plus knows your location, your sunset and sunrise times. For example, if Delhi sunsets at 6:55 p.m. today, at 6:55 it